We are on the sections 4.1 and 4.2, page 31, plotting points and graphing a line. One more thing we need to talk about for your stats is plotting points. So if today day 1 is here, day 2 is here, then what happened to the day 10th, say? So we can do the prediction. So for this instance, so your X will be your days, right? Then say your data will be what? COVID-19 cases. If it's this way, then it's a linear regression prediction. Then sometimes it grows so fast, it goes exponentially. So you will learn this later on your stats. But for now, we just do the simple one, linear regression, to predict it on a linear line, right? So for X is your days, for instance, then Y here, 2 references, right? And so Y would be your what? Cases, situation like this. So we want to know how to do the graph and how to do the prediction. Okay? So then this one we call X and Y, XY plane, or in the rectangular coordinate system. That's how we would do. So let's take a look. The basic one, give you some basic concepts about X and Y. Okay? So before we did this, if one variable, just deal with one variable X, okay? We do one-dimensional graph. So if I have X equals -1, one-dimensional, you don't have X and Y axis. You only have what? X axis, right? So we say 0 is here, then the -1 would be here. So that would be your -1 for one-dimensional world. If X less than or equal to 5, so that would be your 5. X is less than or equal to, it goes like here, right? Including your 5. Or you can use bracket. Then we use interval notation. That would be -infinity to 5 with bracket. We learned this earlier, right? So for your one variable, right, you need a one axis. Okay, so if you have two variables, like 3x minus 4y equals 12, an equation. So this is still linear because for the variable, the highest power is 1, invisible 1, right? So for this linear equation, how many x's do you think you need? 2 variables, that would be like this. You need 2 x's. Okay, so we are going to graph those. We did earlier, just 1 axis type of things. So we need to give you some concepts about this. How do we do it? All right, we call XY plane, right? So you will have, that's your X, that's your Y. What do you think in the middle? For X, in the middle will be Z, 0, right? Then right hand side will be what? 1, 2, 3, 4. And the left hand side will be what? -1, -2, right? And how about Y? What do you think? Go up will be what? Positive, right? Going down will be negative, right? In the middle will be 0. However, you want to explain your position if like here. Say, okay, here. Then how do you know where you are? If on this XY plane, you would go where? You do X first. You will go to right 4 steps, then go up. Here is 4. Go up how many steps? 4 steps. So you will have what? For X, it's 4. For Y, it's 4 as well, right? So that will be your X and Y. You do X, follow alphabetic order. Do X first. You go left and right? For Y, you go up and down. So each position, you need to have 2 numbers, X and Y, to specify your position. And you always do X before the Y. Follow what? Alphabetical order, right? So we call this one what? Ordered pair. So any points here, right? It will be by ordered pairs. All right. So that's your x-axis, y-axis. How about in the middle? We call it what? Origin. Still, you need to have 2 coordinated number to show. That would be what? 0, 0. Okay. So ordered pair is x and y. If we say, okay, show me where is -5 and 3. What do you think? Then you go left 5 places, then you go up for 3. So that will be your -5 and 3, right? That's the position. That's how we handle rectangular coordinate system or XY plane. That's what you need to use for your stats for the prediction, linear regression, right? Linear line. Then if you look at this, if -1 and 2, if this is ordered pair, right? Ordered pair if it's in what? 2 variable world, right? That would be here, -1 and 2. That's your ordered pair, right? That would be ordered pair. However, if it's in 1 variable world, we used this symbol as well. Remember, 1 variable world, you only have x. Then what does the -1, 2 means? -1 and 2, that's 0, 0, right? That will be in this area, right? Not including the end. So it will be what? How do you call that? It's an interval, right? It's open on both ends, not inclusive. It's an open interval. So just to let you know, in math, usually one symbol means one thing. Only this symbol, it might be 2 different things. Either open interval or XY ordered pair. But during the process, during the problem, you would be able to tell. Then we'll let you know as well. Okay? So now we are dealing what? The 2 variable world ordered pairs. That's what we are doing right now. Okay? To graph a line to get you ready for the stats. So we want you to plot 3, 4, -2, 1, and 0, 1. What do you think you would do? That's your XY plane, right? So 3, 4, that's your X, that's your Y. 3, you go to right 3 places. 4, you go up 4 places. So that would be the point, 3, 4. Okay? Then next one, -2, 1. -2, you go to left, then you go up 1, so that would be your -1. Then where is 0, 1? 0, x doesn't go anywhere, then 0, 1, 0, 1. Then, oh, if we do 0, -1 on your paper, let's do as your paper, 0, -1. Right? That's how we do it. Okay, then let's look next example with bunch of words on your page 32. Okay, it says, a survey was done to look at the relationship between a person's age and their income. The first 3 answers are shown in the table below. Table of age and income. If you are 49, you make 69,000. When you are 24, you make 32,000. When you are 35, you make $40,000. Okay? So we want to graph those, then graph the 3 points on the XY plane. So we started to get familiar with. So what do you think? You have age and income, 2 variables. Which one is X? Which one is your Y? You have to decide. Okay? Because income depends on age. So Y depends on X. That's what we are doing. Okay? Y depends on age. So X with a frame of reference you study about people's age. So X is your age. Then Y is the income. Okay, that's how we graph the points. So age 49, 69,000. So 49 is about here, 69,000, almost 70,000. So that would be your point. So you write as an ordered pair, right? So that would be 49 and 69,000. Okay? Second one, 24, 32,000. So that would be 24, 32,000, a little bit more here. So that would be 35, 24. 24 and 32,000. Right? Next one, 35, 40,000. So if you are 35 years old, you will make $40,000. So 35, 4,000. That's how you graph your points on the XY plane. So Y depends on X. Okay? So X is the things you are studying. Both are the things you are studying. But the one depends on the other. So you have to find your frame of reference about the age, right? Then Y is the data you get according to your frame of reference. Okay, Y is your data. Let's look at the following part 2. Now we are talking about XY plane. So we are going to find the Y given X and the equation of line. Like this one is not quite a line, right? So, but we will study the line first. Okay, look at your page 32, part 2. Find the Y given X and the equation of a line. A line can be thought of as a function. You don't know what a function is, but you just use that term. Okay? It's a function of things. The thing is functional. Okay? That means Y is derived from X. which means that if a value x of, is given, the equation of the line produces exactly one value of y. Okay? So a function means what? Each x only have one y. Okay? So you cannot do like this. Then that's x, you have two y's. You cannot do that. That's not a function. Okay? Then calculator will not help you to graph it. Situation like that. So function has to be functional. This is particularly useful in regression analysis. You will learn this regressional analysis later, where the line is used to make a prediction of one variable given the value of the other variable. So main thing is for stats, you are doing the what? Prediction, right? Doesn't mean it's always right, but close enough. That's the idea. Okay? So stats, it's used for almost all the fields you need to use so you can do the prediction, except the math and physics. We don't use that. We need 100% precision. So, but for you, for stats, you need to learn this. Okay? To do the prediction. All right. Then let's take a look. If first one, consider the line. If I have this one, okay? So when you graph it, it will be a line. You will find out. So I have two variables, right? It's an equation. Then, but for both x and y is a variable power of invisible 1, right? So if power is 1, it's a linear equation. So you want you to find the value of y when x is 5. Okay? We want to, oops, on your paper something missing. Find the value of y, okay, when x is 5. Okay, that's what we are saying. All right. And let's see. Okay, something we're missing on your, previous statement. I will fix this later. All right. So let's see. When x is 5, what's your y? We learned this earlier for your algebra skill, okay, to plug in. So when x is 5, what do you do? So y is 3 times 5 minus 4. 15 minus 4 is what? 11. So that would be your answer. Okay? Next one. A survey was done to look at the relationship between a woman's height in inches and a woman's weight, y. Okay? So we have y and x. So x is what? Woman's height. Then this y is the weight. Okay? Weight. So they look at it, find the height first to get the weight. The equation of the regression line was found to be y. Right now it's given to you. Later on you will find out how can you derive this equation. So it says use the equation to estimate the weight in pounds of a woman who is 5 feet 2 inches. If 62 inches, right? One foot is what? 12 inches, right? So 12 times, so this one, 5 times 12 inches plus 2, so total is 62 inches. For the person, 62 inches, then what's the weight? So this one is what? Your x. Then to find the y, you will do what? Y equals negative 200 plus 5.5 times 62. You plug in, right? That would be what? 121 of what? Feet? Goats? No, it's woman's weight. So you need to tell me it's by pound. So that's what you are talking about. If you miss the units for your test, you will be deducted 0.5, right? Because you need to know what you are talking about. So we are talking about find the y for a given x, all right? And the equation of a line. So you find the y when x and the equation of a line is given. You should be able to find the y by plugging, right? So we did this on where? On your chapter 2, okay, earlier to when we introduced you about variables when we started, okay? So by plugging in. Now let's talk about graphing a linear equation by plotting ordered pairs. So we are going to graphing a line, right? Then use the points. So look some example, y equals 3x. Is that a linear equation? A linear equation? Okay. And how do we graph a line? Then x and y look like this, right? Then you have to graph a line. And how does it look like? You have to have the points, right? All the points should form a line. So what do? Then we just use t-table. We say xy equals 3x. You just plug in a few points, okay? And usually we just say 3 points, 0, 1, 2. So when x is 0, then y is 3 times 0, so it's 0. X is 1, 1 times 3, it's 3. X is 2, 2 times 3 is what? 6. So you do that. So first order the pair is 0, 0. You mark the point, write the point, order the pair along with it so you can make sure you did the right thing. And 1, 3, 1, 3, it's about here, right? 2, 6, 2, 6 is about here. So when you connected it, you should have a line, right? If you have one point here, another point here, when you graph it, it looks like that. It's not a line. That means your ordered pairs are not right. You better check. Right? Got an idea? How about y equals negative half x plus 4? Okay, we are going to plot that. So what do? Do your t-table. Y equals negative half x plus 4. You need to know how to do your fraction. Or you can change half become 0.5, negative 0.5 x plus 4. You can just plug in. Okay, then find the number. And so you can use 0, 1, 2, or I prefer, okay, 0, 2, 4, because I'm going to multiply by half, so I don't want to deal with the decimals half. Because if you have 1 and 2, then really hard to graph the half, especially on computer. You better find the whole number, better number, right? So x is 0, that means negative half times 0 plus 4, right? That's 0, that's 4, right? If x is 2, negative half times 2 plus 4. Negative half times half 2. You put a 1 underneath, you cross cancel, that's negative 1 plus 4 is what? 3, right? Then 4 would be what? Negative 1 times 4 plus 4. That would put a 1 here, you cross cancel, that's 2. That would be negative 2. Negative 2 plus 4 is what? 2. Okay. If you have problem with fractions, you can get away with it for stats class. You just change it to decimals. Okay. However, sometimes you can't. Then you better know how to deal with fractions. So we are going to plot the order the pair. One is 0, 4. So 0, 4 is here. Right? Another one is a 2, 3. 2, 3 is here. Another one is what? 4 and 2. 4, 2 is here. Then you connect them, connect the points to draw a line, put the 2 arrows on the side. That means you can keep going on either side. That's how you graph your line, right? You do need to practice a lot, and so you can get familiar with it. Okay, later on you can use the calculators to graph a line as well. You can enter this equation. It should show you the line this way. But at the moment, you want to know, how to do it by hand so you can understand its true meaning. Okay? Then for this one, so what do you think? Y equals 1/3 x minus 4. Which number, which x you want to use? If you use 0, that would be fine. If you use 1, then 1 would be 1/3. Really hard to deal with it. It's 0.3333. It's really hard to graph. So we don't want it to have decimals right here. So we just use a 3 and 6. Okay, so usually use 0, 1, 2, 0, 2, 4, 0, 3, 6, depend on your fraction. Okay, like here, what's your y? X is 0, 1/3 times 0 minus 4. That's 0, negative 4, right? Of course, you need to know how to handle negative numbers. So x is 3, so 1/3 times 3 minus 4. 1/3 times 3 is what? 1 minus 4. You can use calculator to get the number as well. But you need to have good numbers for x. So 1 minus 4 is negative 3. So 6 would be times 6 minus 4 would be 1/3 times 6 is what? 2. Right, minus 4, negative 2. Then we will graph the ordered pairs, see how it looks like. Okay, so 0, negative 4, 0, negative 4, 0, negative 4, right? Next one, 3, negative 3, 3 and negative 3, 3, negative 3. Next one, 6, negative 2. 6 and negative 2, right? Then you connect them to draw the line. Got idea? You should be fine, right? Next one. Okay, if y equals 3, y equals negative 4. What's the difference between this problem and other problems? See, other problems you have y and x, right? Here only have y, but we are still talking about xy plane. We are graphing a line. Okay, still 2 variable world, but x is missing. So what do you do with y equals 3? Right? So for the first one, y equals 3, x and y. What do you think you put a y here? It tells you y is 3, so you have to put a 3 there. X is missing, means x can be anything. Okay, so you have what? 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. So it will give you what? A horizontal line, right? Y is 3. See, all the y is 3. X can run freely left and right because x goes left and right. Y stay at 3. So what do you think? Y is negative 4. That would be what? Xy is negative 4, right? This can be 0, 1. So it will be negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 here, right? So 0, negative 4, 1, negative 4, 2, negative 4. That would be this one. This one will be y equals negative 4, right? So when x is missing, if you just show the y, you should have what? A horizontal line, right? Horizontal lines. Okay, so if I say y equals 1, what do you think? Where is it? That should be here, right? If y is negative 2, where is it? That should look like this. You will use this. And you need to know the two variable world. If x is missing, only has y, that means you will have what? Horizontal lines. Got it? Okay. Look at the next one. A study was done to look at the relationship between the weight of a car, X, in tons and its gas mileage in MPA, mileage per gallon. Okay, Y. The equation of the regression line, okay, is y equals 110 minus 70x. Graph it, okay? So a regression line is a straight line that describes how a response variable y changes as an explanatory variable x changes. That means y is depending on x. So x change, y will change accordingly. Okay? So x is given first. So this one is given first. Then y is obtained from x. That's what we are talking about, right? Regression line. Then if this regression line is y equal 110, 70x, then you need to identify your x and y. What are we talking about, right? So here say x is what? A car's weight. Car weight. How much car weight, right? Then if it's more heavy the car is, the more gas you need to, right, use. So this is gas mileage. So this is miles per gallon. Gas mileage, right? Miles per gallon. Is that right? So if we graph this line, how does it look like? So what do you think? You use what? Your t-table, right? X and y. So we just use 0 and 1. Say 110, 70x. X is 0, you plug in. So 110 minus 110 minus 70 times 1, that would be 40, right? Then x is 1 ton by tons. So x is the weight in tons, right? So if it's, oh, this is 0. I did it another way around, sorry. So I was thinking ahead. So this one would be what? 110 minus 7 times 1. That would be 40. Right? So if we graph this one, how does it look like? So x is 0, then y is what? 110. X is 1, y is what? 40. Say 140. Then you graph it this way. Got it? That's how you will show the relation between the weight of the car and the mileage per gallon. So if the car weighs 1 ton, it will 40 miles per gallon. 1 gallon only around 40 miles. So if weight is 0, weight is 0 is not possible. Okay, but what you know is the more weight you have in tons, the less mileage per gallon you can have. So it shows you the relationship between the weight and MPG, right? Miles per gallon. So that would cover our section 4.1 and 4.2 to plot the points. So we have to plot x and y. To plot a line, we need to know the order of the pairs, then we can graph the line. And for the purpose of prediction. Okay? So that would be your section 4.1 and 4.2.